The beginning is the end. So this is how eternity works. Eternity is short. Let's say a day. One day is eternity. But the thing is, living beings are time. So every individual you see, this is time. So now, this is how you get eternity from living beings coming into existence, physical existence. So now you have more time added, because they will exist their time through every cycle or level of life. It's so cold-blooded. If there's only one person in existence, physical existence, that's all the time that you have, is his existence. No other time. So eternity would just be his existence, his birth till his death. And there would be no more time after that. But we know people reproduce. So every time a baby's born or another being is born, time is added. Because now when that person dies, there's someone else behind them. Now you have many different, because bodies are worlds. So when one person comes into being, not only do you have time, an addition of time added to the many times we got, but you get an additional world added into existence. And all worlds harbor life, meaning all physical bodies got micro life within it. And they have daytime. So grasp. Every time one being is brought into existence, all levels of life is brought into existence with it. And it will ascend up to greater levels of life, bringing that life with it. And this is how you get eternity. So if a person wants to know, man, how can we make eternity or time end when people stop coming into existence? Because all worlds are bodies, and all living beings are bodies that you see are time. And this is what makes the time. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. You are time. Every living thing you see is time. Had it been no living people or beings, animals, whatever, because they count too. That's what I'm saying. It's so deep, you got to think of the vastness. Just one physical being in existence. How many different levels of life are brought into existence with it that will ascend up into its existence? And that being will pass on and ascend up into the next existence. And the life is within the life. And it's a deep thing. Because the physical is darkness, hell. And if the life is within the life, how do you escape it? Oh man, y'all don't understand the conditions y'all are truly in. Being a slave in physical life and the horrible deeds and acts that happen in the physical is truly only a small thing in comparison to the real reality in eternity. And it's a horrible thing because we all have to live through this eternity because beings are being brought into existence in hell. Grass. Hell is infinite. Because people keep coming to it. People keep coming to death. The darkness is death in hell. In every bad thing you could think of. And beings come into the physical and they lose themselves in that darkness. Why? Because you have to do dark things to sustain the darkness. And it's a deep thing. This is why y'all think eating ain't no big deal. Y'all like, nah, you gotta eat. This how lost men get when they get into the physical. They like, oh, you gotta eat this. This is good, that ain't. It's like, man, that's life. This is where we at with it. This is why when I came, I said, had your teachers been smart, they'd have told y'all it don't matter if you were vegan or meat eater. What matters is that you eat. But y'all don't hear me. And I grasp. It's hard in hell. Hard heads, and it's hard. And men like to justify the things they do. And this is where morality gets lost. And I know y'all think, man, who cares? I'm here right now, and that's all that matters. And you're right. But later's gonna come. So, you're right. But you won't be when later comes. And later's coming. What's later? Death. We all know that's coming. And when it comes, you're going to have to deal with it. And you know what's interesting? You don't know nothing about death. The existence we live in, we don't want to deal with that. So, when it comes and a man doesn't know, we all know what happens. Be stuck till he knows. And it's a deep thing y'all don't grasp. So many aspects of life. Death is one. Y'all think death ain't life. Because you live death. And you separate it. And say, no, daytime, nighttime. It's a deep thing. One day, but we got to split. Daytime, nighttime. And the daytime is just an aspect that reminds you of the oneness that you come from. When you see that sun, oh glory. It's a deep thing. Deep thing. This is why a lot of the ancients gave a lot of reverence to the sun. Not to say the sun ain't lost in hell too, because you see it fall every night. But when the daytime is here, truth is revealed. The oneness, the light, is revealed. And then when the nighttime comes, truth of your reality is presented to you. So the daytime is a reminder, and the nighttime is the reality, the darkness, the physical. If you see darkness in space, then know you in the body, baby. Because only bodies cast shadows. Only physical things cast shadows. So you have to grasp. Now, don't get physical things confused with the physical things we make. I'm talking about life. Can y'all please? But it's a deep thing. You look up above and you see space, and I tell y'all, man, nut. Or like Brother Jabari likes to say, newt. You see the darkness up above in space, and I told y'all, nut, because y'all know I'm always saying it the way I like. Nut is the womb. Life is within the life. And y'all got to grasp. It's a deep thing. That darkness, that space up above, that we view as, oh, that's not physical, that's just darkness. Well, it's like I said, a shadow is darkness. And you can't have a shadow or any darkness, because you only got one kind of darkness. A shadow is the same thing as nighttime. The same thing as space. Your body is the same thing as the shadow. What do you think's making the shadow? What do you think's making the darkness? My hand? So you got a glass. Physical body is darkness. A shadow, space, is darkness. If the physical body is what makes darkness, or what is darkness, then y'all have to begin to grasp the things that I keep trying to teach y'all. And understand, man, you live within a being, a person, a physical person. And you're a cell within them. And I know you don't feel like a cell to you. And neither does the micro life within you. Neither does the micro cells within you. They don't feel like they might, to them, they organisms. Which they are. They're microorganisms. You're an organism. To the solar system, you're just a cell, a microorganism. And the solar system is the organism to itself. So every level of life views itself as the organism, and what's above it, or what it's in, is the solar. And what's within it is the cells. So it's a simple thing. We on this level of life, we see the sun as our solar, and we see the micro cells within us as cells. And we're the organism. And the cells within us, they see themselves as the organism. They see the cells within them as the cells. And they see your brain as the sun or the solar. And your flesh covers all that's within. And that's the darkness. That's the world. On every level. We are within a living being. And the darkness is the flesh. That covers all that's within. And it's a simple thing. You have an immune system, a solar system. That's the immune system. And you're within. The life is within the life. So the life sees the life from within. Even the view is clouded. So it's a deep, deep thing y'all have to grasp. Hold on, let me pause this. Whew, I'm sorry, I had to get me something to drink. All this talking, I usually don't talk a lot. The only times I truly talk is when I'm making my videos. So it's a deep thing, but we are all spirits in hell, and I think y'all need to start taking that serious. A lot of y'all need one-on-ones, because y'all hear the stories of the spirits in hell, and how they be scratching at they flesh, and gnawing at their body, and tormenting one another. And this is y'all, and just look around yourself and truly see what's going on. You see homeless bums on the street. When I say homeless bums, I'm not talking about people who down on their luck. I'm not talking about the family that's going through hard times that may be in a shelter, but they work and I'm talking about the homeless bums that you see sleeping in the subway tracks, on the subway platform. And you think to yourself, man, why they don't go to a shelter or something and get their life together some kind of way? Anything's better than just being stuck, like, and it's deep. Lost spirits in hell, man, it's so deep. The reality, man, the animals, they homeless. I had this dream. I want to say it was a premonition. I want to say it was a prophecy. But I don't want to say it was, because it was horrible. But in the dream, all the wildlife came into the cities. And it was a cold-blooded thing in the dream, because I didn't realize it was more wildlife than people. until I had that dream the other day. Whoa. First it was one lion. He came through my block. Casually cruised through. It was a joke at first to me. You know, I'm laughing. Like, a real life lion in New York walk through your block? I'm like, this is crazy. But I'm dreaming. But you know, when you're dreaming, it's real. So I'm like, I'm not taking it serious. We all know how dreams go. Next thing you know, it was more animals, like lions and all panthers, all types of animals. Hyenas. It was so real because they were so much bigger than I thought. The lions was on all fours. I'm 5.5 feet. The lions was the same height as me, on all fours. It was amazing. They was close. Like, I couldn't believe how big they was in the dream. I'm like, what the? The hyenas was huge like that too. They was like a little shorter than the lions. I'm like, this is absurd. But long story short, man, they was eating people. They was knocking people's doors in. And then some type of police officers came and they started, I guess it was in the future. Not far in the future. It was really close because nothing was different. Except for this equipment they was locking these animals. It was like something they shot at the animals and then it just locked them down. Like it locked their legs down. And it was like a machine. It started consuming their whole body. It started pulling their head back. And then I just started feeling bad for the animals. Like, damn, why they doing that? Like, why they breaking them up like that? Because the machines looked like it was breaking the animals. It was deep. Then I woke up, brushed it off. But I hope that ain't a prophecy that the animals say that they get tired of y'all. Because animals are living beings. I don't know why people do not grasp this. They got deep intellect more than us. I know that's hard for y'all to grasp. But they have deep intellect. I know we think the technology and things that we make, like clothing and the technology we have, I know that makes you think that we're wiser. But it's only a matter of how lost we are. Because all of the things that we use is life. So animals are just not lost in feeding on every aspect of the life that they can. But they have deep intellect, and most of the things that we know, we learn from the animals. Even today time, scientists observe certain cells in your body, which are the equivalent of certain animals on this planet. Scientists observe animals on this planet as well. This is where a lot of the knowledge we have comes from. Animal observation. They observe dolphins and all types of different animals for knowledge purposes, to use it. Not to say, oh, look what the dolphin did, but they learn from the animals. I'm trying to tell y'all, everything we have comes from the life. Learning from the life. I don't care if it's a book, whatever. It's an observation of life. You have to learn how to learn from life so that you can understand all the things that men say. Because everything in life is just a matter of, life don't speak, life show. You know the saying, talk, no action? The life is reversed. No talk, all action. So you just gotta watch. Now we used to people talking all the time and no action. So then y'all waiting for life to talk. So when I say y'all learn from life, y'all like the life don't talk. So how he do that? Same way the animals do it. Now we learn from the animals, observing the animals, and the animals learn because they tapped into the life. So the life guides them, and it lets them know what they need to know. Now, I don't know how to explain that part to y'all, but it's a feeling. So, like, I know. And me knowing is like a feeling. I don't know how to explain it. You know how y'all have y'all beliefs in y'all religions and things, and y'all don't know, but y'all believe? Knowing is different. It's a whole different kind of feeling. And this is why y'all are so uneasy, and it's a deep thing I want y'all to grasp. Also, I want to say one more thing before I end this video. Can people stop asking me about the bird or the chicken on my hat? It's getting annoying. I know y'all are lost in signs and symbols, and that's fine. Stop including me in y'all foolishness, because I do not live by the foolish things y'all live by. If I got a bird on my hat or a symbol on my shirt or whatever, it's what came on the clothing. Has nothing to do with me. The clothing we have, they have logos and signs and symbols on them. I'm not lost into that, so I don't care what it is. Grasp. I don't care to say, oh, this shirt has a logo on it, so I can't wear it. Oh, this hat has a bird on it. I'm not lost into the signs and symbols, so they're invisible to me. The hat has a bird on it. I don't care. I buy these hats from a store called Vance, New York. It's a simple thing. Y'all so lost, y'all try to make up things. With knowledge, you got people now saying, oh, we cracked the code of Solace's hat. We cracked the code of the bird on his hat. What came first, the chicken or the egg? And I'm like, yo, look how crazy shit goes. Mind you, they made that up. I live the bird on the hat because the bird's on the hat. I got a Yankee hat right over there. It got a Yankee sign on it. Like, I don't get it. I truly don't get it. Y'all will force people to be a part of your lostness. If y'all want to be lost, well, why y'all got to include me in it? Why y'all got to take my teachings and try to apply it to your religion, to make your religion make sense? Let your religion make sense on its own, the same way my teachings make sense on their own. Because I don't come to teach y'all so y'all can add my teachings to make your religion make sense. Grasp that. Had I not came and taught, and whatever you're taking from my teachings to say, see, look, like Solace said, and then y'all start going into Christianity and stuff like this. Like, this is what's happening right now, as we speak. There's someone saying something I said and applying it to their religion. So they're teaching their religion and they're using me as a reference. Because, you know, religion talks about spirits and darkness and all of this, but it's talking from a physical aspect. And every aspect of hell is just lost in physical. Even the spiritual is just like lost in physical. Brothers break down spiritual, or you read spiritual texts like the Bible, and it's from a physical, material conscious. So this is why I say don't tie my teachings into your religion and make it make sense. Don't do that. It's not good. It's not good for you. If my teachings make sense, leave the religion alone and grasp. If you feel a need to tie my teachings into your religion or use me as a reference so that your religion seems like it's more solid, don't. Because I'm not here to be the foundation for y'all lostness. Grasp. Teaching the life. You can know as I know. All you got to do is build yourself up back a relationship with the life. How do you do that? Find your morality. Start grasping what morality is and how you lose it every second of the day. Repeatedly. Try to get your morality back. Stop trying to expand your conscious and try to expand your morality. And get a grasp on that. Because that's what's going to help you get a relationship back with the life. That's what's going to help you to begin to grasp observation and how to pull from the life. Because as of now, y'all pulling from books, which men wrote, and men didn't make the life. They trying to figure it out like you. Brothers are trying to pull from what scientists say. Mind you, scientists make it clear that they're trying to figure things out. Grasp. Science is continuously expanding. The more understanding scientists get, the more accurate of a picture or a perspective they can give us. And over time, our perspective gets a little more clearer and clearer, and science moves at its pace. Now, science is based on money. It's a part of the system. It's a part of this whole lost way of living. So it's moving along slowly. But my point is this. The things I say, they go with science. It's just where science is heading. Scientists are moving slow. So there's nothing I'm saying that scientists ain't going to say a few years from now, 20 years from now. 20 years from now, scientists are going to tell y'all, oh, you got living life within you. People, birds, animals, fish, trees. You got all these different aspects of life within you on a micro level. And you're a solar system. They're going to tell you all of it. They're going to know all of this. It's all a matter of the equipment that they have. Right. They don't have the equipment to view the innards of your body as if they were the micro cells. Right. The equipment we have, we can view cells, but we cannot view the world or their world as they see it. But technology will advance. And as technology advances, we'll get better microscopic visual, so to say, of the life within. And when y'all finally do, y'all going to see that the life within looks exactly like the life without. It's a deep thing. We all made of three things. Hold on. Now, as I was saying, on this level of life that we live in, we're all made of the three. You have to grasp. We're all made of the spirit, body, and the conscious, or the mind. Mind, body, and spirit. That's the three that we're all made of. Now, the spirit is within the body, and the conscious is within the spirit, if you can grasp. So it's like one within the other. The conscious, which is you as an individual. Let me say it right. The conscious is of the whole. But when it's in the spirit, it's the individual. So the conscious and the spirit, they are one. No spirit, you're back with the whole. You're no longer an individual. But the spirit is the beginning of the physical or the individual. So what you are is the spirit, and the spirit has its conscious from the all. Not what the all knows, but it's separated from that conscious now, and it has its own, and it has to build up on conscious through experience. So the conscious is within the spirit. The spirit is the individual person. Now, all of that is within the physical body. And this is how you live and maneuver and do things you do. Now, when you dream, it is the conscious that leaves, not the spirit. Grasp. And the conscious comes back. So it's a deep thing y'all have to grasp. We are mind, body, spirit. But they're all one within the other. Grasp. Your conscious will either fall into one or the other. Because the spirit is astral. This is the fire. The fiery substance of self. This is why you're warm. The body, this is the darkness. Now the conscious is you. In the spirit. But the conscious can get lost in the body. And this is where we all at. The longer you in the physical, the more adjusted to the physical the conscious gets. Now you got to remember, the conscious is separated from the all. So all it knows is what it experiences. It builds its conscious up off what it experiences. And what it's experiencing now is hell. Physical. This is how it gets lost in the physical. And it's a deep thing. Now, we all made up the three. On the cycle above us, or the level above us, which is the solar realm of life, solar beings, that's what I call them. We're human beings. They're solar beings. But the level of life above us consists of the four. So it's a deep thing. And the level above that consists of the five. No, I'm sorry, the six. And it's a deep thing. But y'all have to grasp. Mind, body, and spirit. And what you are. And what morality is. Because this is getting lost on a day-to-day basis. And this is costly. Because babies are being born. These is new worlds. This is more time. Added to the time you already got here. So you gotta grasp. It's a deep, cold-blooded thing. But on my next video, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna read some more of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, or the Enuma Elish, or the Book of the Dead. I'll let y'all decide. If you watch this video, you can comment below which one you want me to read from, and break down exactly what it's saying, where you can understand that what it says, I'm not making up. It does say that. Because I've noticed teachers do not teach from the books of whatever it is they're telling you to believe in. So if you're a Christian, you go to church, your pastor does not sit up there and read from Scripture, breaking down what the Scripture's saying. He'll read from the Scripture and then go into his life and try to make the Scripture correlate with his life, as opposed to explaining the Scripture to you so you can understand what the whole point of the book is saying. This doesn't happen. And I'm noticing in all teachings this doesn't happen. So if you go to Kemetic followers, it's the same. You got a bunch of Kemetic teachers, but I've yet to see one actually, every video, get up with ancient Kemetic texts. Not texts that brothers wrote on ancient Kemetic texts, but actual Kemetic papyrus and different carvings of the past that have been translated. Those. I don't see nobody doing that. So this is why I said I'll do it. It's no big deal. I could squeeze those lessons in. It's a deep thing, but y'all just have to understand the conditions that we're in. Understand that 99% of the knowledge you're receiving is not right. It may not be on purpose. Because I know y'all get hateful and say, oh, brother taught me wrong, he needs to die. 99% of the time, these brothers truly think they know what they talk. I'm not going to say they truly think they know what they're talking about, but they want to believe that they truly know what they're talking about. The thing is, everyone believes that in their heart that no one truly knows life and death and the whole purpose and point And this is why men feel comfortable just saying anything and they like, well, can't nobody prove. And it's a deep thing because life is simple. Everybody has a purpose. Now I know everyone wants to make up their own purpose, but we all have a purpose in life. And that purpose in life is a simple thing. You need to acquire wisdom so that you can get your morality back, so that you can get back to the all. Grasp. It's like leaving your house and then not ever being able to go back until you figure out something, and you never figure that thing out. You just stay out your house forever. It's a deep thing. Think how long forever is. Think how long eternity is. It's a deep thing. No one's locked out. People are lost. I don't want people to think, oh, we in hell, we punished. No one was punished. Choices are made. Cause and effect. Choices you make, you got to live with. And it's a deep thing I don't think people want to grasp. People want to do whatever they want, and then they want other people to suffer for them or with them. But they don't want to just take it for what it is and say, if I'm suffering, it must be the choices. It must be hell. People don't want to do that. And it's a deep thing. Money, status, corrupt the life more than it already corrupted. Once you eat, I guess it's a wrap from that moment. Once you eat and you justify that, because you have to. Well, you don't have to, but you know my point. If you don't eat, you're going to see the reality of what I say, that you inhale death. So, people kill life and eat it. And they say it's just food. And it's a deep thing. Once they do that, anything they do after that will be justified by them, because what's worse than that? What's worse than murder? Stealing. Nothing, really. And that's what you're doing when you're eating. You're murdering and you're stealing. And what's worse than that? Nothing. So it's the deep thing y'all have to grasp. People need to get it together. I want to say this before I go, because I could go. I could go all night. The knowledge is infinite in comparison to y'all, but in comparison to those ahead, my knowledge is small. It's a deep thing. It's an interesting thing. But I'm going to say this before I go. Vibration interferes with the form of matter. So vibration can disturb matter, alter its shape, its form. It can disturb its frequency or its vibration. So vibration has an effect on matter. In word is vibration. When you speak and you say words, this is vibration. And all around is matter. And it's a deep thing I want y'all to grasp. How y'all words affect the life and alter its path. Because all the life is physical. And it's a deep thing I want y'all to grasp. Now I know people will get lost on the word and think I'm talking about certain words. But I'm not speaking about specific words. I'm speaking about the tones of the words. Before men spoke in language in word, men spoke in tone. Before tone, men just spoke in feeling, because they understood how vibration affects the life. And it's a deep thing. But before words were formed, men just spoke in the tone. They had an understanding of the vibration of certain tones. And tone can manifest pretty much whatever you want if you know the tone. We know language, we don't know tone. So like in the Bible when they say, oh, God's name is too holy to repeat. I forgot the actual words it said. It is too holy. I forgot. But God's name would be a tone. And we don't deal with tone anymore. We just speak words. And our words do hold tone. Certain tone that would open up what we call magic. But magic is just science. Magic is just knowledge. And if you don't have the knowledge or wisdom or the science, then it's magic to you. So a lot of little things that's done in science is like magic to us. Different metals, how they attract with one another. You got certain metals you could drop, and when they interact with other metals, gravity don't have no effect on it. And you're like, damn, that's interesting. Mercury can float certain metals, and that's magic to us, but it's really just magic. It's science. So life is magic. You being in existence is magic, but it's normal to you, so you don't include that as magic. Pulling a rabbit out the hat, that's magic, but truly that's just a trick. Magic is real, and it's science. So when you hear like in ancient texts they say the gods knew magic, they're talking about science, deeper than the sciences we have. And science is magic, and life is magic. And it's a deep, deep thing. But y'all just have to try to grasp the things I say. I know they're simple, yet complex, but it's a matter of all the influence you already have on your perspective. This is why I say a lot of y'all need those one-on-ones from me. Y'all need to go through that conscious baptism so you can clear your perspective away. Because a lot of y'all know that the knowledge that I'm giving y'all is true divinity. This ain't regular man knowledge. This is something else that y'all need. And it's a deep thing. A lot of y'all are not truly grasping because of the influence. It's a deep thing. I had one brother, he told me, man, I've been watching you for a while now, man. I'm not on your level, but I know I'm close. And I wanted to tell the brother so bad. But I know people get lost in this ego thing. But I wanted to tell the brother so bad. You forget, my brother, before I came and taught you, the first lesson you ever learned from me, I already had a great deal of knowledge. So you could never be close to my level. Because I'm coming to your level to teach you. And this is what I mean by men don't think. They get wisdom and they get proud so fast. They like, I'm close to solace. No, you're not. I'm making myself come to your level in your understanding so you can grasp. So I'll use ancient texts and different beliefs and religions that y'all are into, and I'll use these sometimes to reach y'all so y'all can grasp something I'm saying. People are getting lost and want to debate me on the text as if those are my teachings, as if I care about that. I'm stooping to y'all level to help y'all grasp my teachings and what I'm saying. The life. I say my teachings because the life don't speak. So whatever I teach is mine because I put it into my words. Like all men who learn from life do. So it's a simple thing. George Washington Carver learned the knowledge on cars from flowers, plants. But when he taught forwarding them, he put it in words so they can grasp. So it's the same thing I'm doing. Now, I don't want to be debating people on y'all text because y'all don't even understand y'all text. If I use the text, it's so you can understand what I'm trying to tell you. So I have brothers trying to debate me on comedic science. Mind you, I already told y'all comedic science ain't been deciphered. You know it ain't been deciphered, because I deciphered the Neteru to show y'all that it ain't been deciphered. I debated Sanjeti. I broke down my deciphering up the Neteru. He said he knew that already. Yet we know that's a lie. So this is my point. It ain't been deciphered. Because Comedic Follow was the same year. I already knew what he said. And ain't nobody ever said what I said. So this is my point. Comedic science, the Bible, all the stuff y'all believe in, the Enuma Elish, ain't none of this stuff deciphered. Meaning y'all don't understand it. And it's a simple thing. Everybody trying to. And it's alright. But my teachings is similar. And it's more simple. Because it's from your times. Meaning I'm from your time. So you can understand what I'm saying better than that. And I'm telling you, it ain't that different. So grasp. Men of those times had who they had. Men of these times have who they have. Don't get lost. What was, will be. As above, so below. There's nothing new under the sun. The life is revolving. What was known in the past will be known in our times. Will be known in the future. There will always be somebody that still grasps the all. I want y'all to grasp. I know there's people that y'all will put similar to me and say, oh, that brother's deep. He's similar to Silas. I am coming to your level of understanding. But it gets so much deeper. But when I start going deep, y'all start getting lost. And y'all know that. Y'all start getting lost. If you look at the comments on the videos where I start going deep, people don't grasp. It's too ahead. So it's a deep thing, but everybody's teaching and thinking from their material conscious. I know you have other people that's into nature and different aspects of the life, but it's still from a material conscious. And I need y'all to grasp the conscious within the spirit and all of that within the body. It's a deep thing. This is why when I break down animals and their intellect, it's deeper. When I break down the life, it's deeper. When I break down hell, it's deeper. Brothers have videos on hell, saying we're in hell. But they tell you stories about dreams they had or how they died and went to hell and God told you that. And I don't do that. That's foolish. I tell you real life. You see this shadow and I get busy. So you got to learn like that. Forget all that other stuff. It's just extravagant speech. But it don't mean nothing. Man break down to you what the shadow is. And you grasp what he say. You might be on the right path to grasping some deep stuff. But it's a tug of war. The more y'all tug of war, the more y'all hold yourself up. Because like I said, the knowledge goes deeper. I'm explaining it simple. I don't know why people think if I explain something simple, that means I understand it simple. I explain it simple because I understand it so complex. Meaning I understand it so good that when I explain it, it sounds simple. Like, dang, why I didn't think of that? Because most people are not thinking uninfluenced. They're not letting them. Most people don't have a relationship with the life. And I'm just glad I do. I'm glad I found my morality and my key. Because it's a deep thing. Conscious got to be unlocked. You got to get tapped in. I'm about to do my meditation, draw my circle in darkness, get in my circle, and I'll see y'all when I get back.